Hey, I'm Takk, and this game's called Sid Meier's Civilization 5. Civ 5 is developed by Firaxis and published by 2K Games. Civ 5 is an oldish game, so to speak. It was originally released on PC in September 2010. It's a turn-based 4X strategy game and currently costs $70 US. It's expensive, I know, but it's worth it. Civ 5 is one of those games where you can get lost in the brilliant immersion that the devs have drawn from it. Turn-based strategy games can often be like this because you're constantly thinking of what to do next, especially in the later leg of the game. In Civ 5, you can start with actually waiting and constantly pressing the next turn button because your units need to be made. But once you're off the ground, you can have 20 plus units and cities to manage each turn. That is where you get pulled into the game, trying to outmaneuver and outthink your opponent. So, let's get into the game, and I will show you. Okay, so here we are in Sid Meier's Civilization 5. I'm going to do this one a little bit differently, because this game does take quite a while to get into it. I'll be splitting this video up into 3 different parts: single player, early game, late game, and multiplayer. We're going to do the early game today, obviously. Okay, so here we have multiple choices of what to do. We've got our single player here, our multiplayer here, mods, options, other. Today we'll just be looking at single player and options. So first of all, I'll just quickly let you see these so you know what you've got if you're going to buy this game. Okay. That doesn't go any higher, and that's the highest I can do. Well, it doesn't really go higher. You've got your music, sound effects, ambience, and speech volume here. I'm gonna have it. I'm actually going to turn it down a little further. There we go. So, let's get into the gameplay, shall we? You can do a scenario here, which I'm not sure, don't normally look at it. You've got the tutorial, play now, and set up a game. We're going to do that one. So here, you've got Alexander, lots and lots of civilizations. We're going to be playing as Bismarck today, Germany, Teutonicus, map type. You've got lots of different map types here. You've got Earth, which of course is all the planet, just shrink down a little bit. Archipelago, lots of tiny little islands, which is an archipelago. Pangea, which I do believe is what scientists gave the name to the world, the continent, the world, thousands of years ago when it was one whole continent. Continents, you've got lots of very large land masses and some smaller islands. Basically what it says. And since I don't want to get stuck with archipelago, because I don't like that kind of map, we're gonna go with continents. Map size. This pretty much tells you how many players and city-states you're going to get and how big the actual place is going to be that you're playing on. So you've got your players, which are like your big countries, like you've got Japan and China and Germany and India. Those kinds of places, they are your players, and your city-states are your tiny little places, like Warsaw, I believe, is one of them. Can't remember them. You'll see them later. This is a difficulty. I'm going to keep it on easy. And game pace, quick, standard, epic, marathon, that's how long it takes. That seems kind of awesome. Yeah. Okay. So keep it on standard there, so it's not too fast, it's not too slow. And let's start this game off, see how we're going to be doing.
Hail mighty Bismarck, first Chancellor of Germany and her empire. Germany is an upstart nation, fashioned from the ruins of the Holy Roman Empire and finally unified in 1871, a little more than a century ago. The German people have proven themselves to be creative, industrious, and ferocious warriors. Despite enduring great catastrophe in the first half of the 20th century, Germany remains a worldwide economic, artistic, and technological leader. Great Prince of Bismarck, the German people look to you to lead them to greater days of glory. Their determination is strong, and they turn to you, their beloved Iron Chancellor, to guide them once more. Will you rule and conquer through blood and iron, or foster the Germanic arts and industry? Can you build a civilization?
Okay, so let's begin the journey. Got about 15 minutes of gameplay, it's not much time. So the way this game works is you've got lots of tiny little tiles here, which make up the world as you know it. So you've got all these hexagonal tiles, and you've got to move your people from tile to tile, and you've got to set up your base of operations. I'm actually going to move these guys over here because that's got more awesomeness in that one area, and I'm going to found the city. Berlin has been founded. So with cities, now we've got we get research every turn, we get science, so we can pick a research. What we're going to do here is you've got pottery, animal husbandry, archery, and mining. We don't have any cattle within range, so what we're going to work on first is mining, so we can get mines and we can chop down these forests. It's going to get us much more production, and that's going to help us when we're going to get stuff such as like your buildings and make these arches there. So we'll click mining there, and now we've got a project. So you can make a monument that is recommended by the economic advisor. It gives you culture, maintenance, and costs 40 production. At the moment, the city is only getting 4 production a turn, so that makes that 10 turns. You can get a worker, a scout, and a warrior. I'm going to go for a worker right now because work is probably the smartest choice at this point, because workers can make your mines, clear the forests, make plantations and such. So that's what we're going to do. This is the warrior. I'm just going to use this guy to scout out the area, and okay. So this is a turn-based strategy game. So you've got to click next turn after you've got all your units moved, after all your productions and researches are done. I shouldn't have to explain turn-based game. Okay, so next turn. So what you're trying to do here is to win the game. You've got several different ways you can do this. You've got, I think you've got an economic victory, you've got science victory, and you have a war victory. That's all I can remember at the moment. For economics, I believe you make your United Nations building and you have to like agree on something. I don't know. Get world peace. For war victory, of course, you've got to go and you've got to take over everyone's land, have this massive continent that's all one country, all for the mighty Germany, which is what we've got. And then you've got your science victory, which is you need to make the Apollo project and launch your ship into space. And once you've done that, you'll win science victory. So with the next turn, it lets us move our guys again, and we found an ancient ruins over there. So we'll set it so they're going to go to the ancient ruins and hit next turn. The only mobs you will find in this game, because it is one of those kind of strategy games where you don't have It's not really an adventure or a role-playing game, so you're not going to have monsters everywhere. You just have to beat all the other civilizations in the game. For the controls, at the moment I'm using the keys, the up, down, left, right keys, or I think you can click over there, you can drag it around, or you can use the mini-map down in the left hand, the bottom right corner. You move your people by clicking on their little tab there, or clicking on the tile, and you right click where you want them to go. Balancing in this game, the balancing between the easiest setting and this setting is quite large. Yeah, thanks. Okay, so we've got a map, and that's found us a lot of barbarians. That's good. Oh, also got Mount Fuji. Happiness increased. Where are these barbarians? Barbaros. Oh, so it's just showing us places where the barbarian camps are. Fair enough, that's pretty cool. We'll head up to these guys then. Okay, so like I was saying, the balancing between things such as difficulty levels is quite extreme. At the moment, I believe on easy, you can only just defeat a encampment of barbarians with one brute against theirs, and this is Bismarck, who've got plus 40% to killing barbarians. So it's pretty, you're on the disadvantage really, because they've got like 90% advantage or something with terrain and fortification. So yeah, if you're on the easiest difficulty, it's insane. You can kill them and be on half health, then just, you know, wait it out, get your stuff back, and you've also got one of their units. It's so extreme on the easiest difficulty because I was at the end of the game on the easiest. I had the best technology. I was winning science victory and war victory. That's China. I'll talk about this in a sec. And it was insane because I had these giant mech robots that shot rockets out of their eyeballs into their cities and destroyed them in like one hit. And they were trying to chuck rocks at me. That's how insane it can get near the end. If you've got it on the easiest, they're not really going to advance. So here is your... oh crap. No, screen, go back on. Here's your display for your trading and your diplomatic stuff with other players. You've got declare war, trade, demand, discuss, goodbye. With trade, you can basically go, I want 30 gold for, and I'll give you 5 gold for 30 turns. That's not a good trade. You can demand stuff off them. They're not very amused about that. They just put in an ellipsis. 45 gold, you can say you want all of that crap and demand it from them. They're not really going to do anything at this point. Discuss, you can publicly denounce them. That's going to give them a bad reputation with all of the other players and all the city-states and such. Joint declaration of friendship. It's going to be like, if another empire is going to try and attack you, it'll be, they know that they're going to not only have you on them, but they're going to have China on them. Don't settle cities near us. It's a bit more aggressive. It's like pretty much telling them, if you settle a city near us, we're going to take it for our own. Goodbye. That's all there is there. I'll show you combat next turn. You have also these many tiny little features and effects around here, like the way if you go down there, the cattle move and they graze on the grass. you've got like the fires in the barbarian camps over here. Just the way that the fog of war sometimes feels like it's moving a bit, it just adds that extra kind of layer to the game. I love stuff like that. I really do. I love things that add that little extra bit to the game. So here's the combat. We run in there, we start hacking and slashing at these guys. We've came away victorious. They've got a 10% terrain modifier and a 50% fortification bonus. Oh, minus 10%, I mean. So, it's pretty equally matched, to be fair, because they're the same unit, and they've got the same bonus. It's just the difficulty, really, that helps you. So, we're just going to wipe them out, basically, and I should get one of their units there. There we go. And I'll set those guys to heal up next turn. I really like this game. It's fun to play. You're constantly doing stuff. You're constantly thinking. I like strategy games for that reason. It's just a really fun game to play. It takes up a lot of time. It's already been 15 minutes. It's telling me on my little duration counter here. So I set up another screen. It's fun. Stuff I dislike is how you can get to the end of the game and being at the end of the tech tree and your enemies have barely started to get like bows and arrows. That's one thing I don't like about the game. Sometimes it can get a bit annoying having like a whole army of 20 units attacking a city and sometimes you won't take it. You really need artillery and long range in this game if you're going to take a city. With promotions here, you can heal them instantly, drill 1, drill 2, so it gives you different advantages seeing as what kind of terrain it is. That's kind of flat terrain there, so that's going to give us an advantage in open terrain. And jungles and stuff around there, that's going to give us an advantage in rough. So I will go open because it looks pretty open around here. Tell them to move on a bit. There's something to pick up there and something to pick up there next turn. Do I enjoy this game? Yes, I do. Like I was saying before, it's great for the mind. It's a fun game if you just want to pass some time. It does take quite a long time to get to the end. We've been playing this for a good 14 minutes, and we've got 2 units. We've only just finished the first technology. This game takes a long time to really get to the end of it. Ruins explored. Okay, so we've got some technology. We've got masonry. That's great. What's this ruin? And gold. So those are the kind of things the ruins can give you. The ruins can give you technology, they can give you gold, they can give you maps of the area. It's a great thing to have, and I love it in that sense. Construction. Yeah, okay, bronze working. We'll get you Spearman, the barracks, Colossus, and remove jungle. I should probably get onto animal husbandry or archery, but since I haven't found anyone to really attack yet, I will leave the war technologies until a bit later. Soon there will be an expansion to this game. I believe this spring I heard they're going to bring out an expansion with 9 new civilizations, and it'll add religion and espionage to the game. That's what I've heard about the new expansion. It's coming out this spring, late spring. I'll probably leave this here because I'll work on this game off camera and then I'll show you the end game. I'll most likely do multiplayer next if I can find someone, because it will take me a couple of days to get to late game of just playing and playing until I'm up there, my technology is really high. It does take quite a while. So, for the last thing I'll do is I'll show you the tech tree. With technologies, you do need to balance it out quite a bit if you want to not just be sitting there with nothing to do. Is if you see down the end here, if you want an atomic bomb or an atomic missile, that was something I was really looking forward to. You're going to go back here. You're going to need, just for atomic theory, which gives you the Manhattan Project, you'll need radio, flight, and combustion. And for them, you're going to need electricity, replaceable parts, and railroad. And you'll see how you need all of this stuff along here, all of it, if you want to get that one. So you will have to balance it out a bit. You're going to have to make sure you're keeping the top tree up, even though the bottom section with all the war technologies is quite a bit more fun. You will want to be working on stuff like sailing and optics. It's something you just need to do. I'll also show you up here nuclear fusion. Oh, goddamn. That's what gives you the giant death robot. You saw me mention saying something about giant mechs that shoot rockets from their eyes, destroying cities. That's the giant death robot. They shoot rockets at you. They're quite badass, to put it that way. And this is your Apollo project. You'll see how over here you'll get SS booster, SS cockpit, engine, chamber. That's all leading up to get to your final future tech and like launching your Manhattan Project. What you have to do is you set up the Manhattan Project in a certain your Apollo project. You get the Apollo project, you set it up in a city, then you have to go to those cities and you have to build the cockpit. You have to build 4 engines, I think. You have to build 4 boosters. You have to build your engine. You have to build your chamber, and you have to all send it to this one city where your project's being set up. You have to assemble it, and then finally, once you've got everything in place, you launch it up, and that gives you the science victory. So this is the first look at the early gameplay of Sid Meier's Civilization 5. I'll sign off in a sec. Okay, so that's Sid Meier's Civilization 5. Hope you enjoyed watching. It's a turn-based strategy game, it's a 4x strategy game, it's a great game to play. Go away, Justin Liu 2000, I don't care if you're playing Terraria. Okay, so, anyway, thanks for watching. Please like, favorite, and subscribe if you liked listening and watching me play video games for 20 minutes. It's been fun. I'll see you next time.